Hi, this is Matt Burns from the University of Missouri. I get asked a lot about different resources that people, about different reading interventions, et cetera, that are research-based. So I thought I'd do a quick video on that. So there's lots of things I use that are resources that are helpful, that have just published books and things as opposed to curricula. I am a firm believer in order for it to work in the school, it has to be research-based, but also has to be cheap and easy. If it ain't cheap and it ain't easy, it doesn't matter how research-based it is, it's not going to be implemented. So I'm going to show you some examples of some things I use to address different areas of reading. For example, let's start with phonemic awareness. So for phonemic awareness, I've got some great books here. This one by Opitz. Opitz got some great stuff that talks about how, these are some quick, easy games. Opitz, you can see the book right there and the publisher and all that. It's actually published by Heinemann. Literature and language play for phonological awareness. That's a great little tool that you can use to support kids with phonological awareness. If you're looking for something that's more of an intervention, now I'm a big fan of Hegarty. Hegarty is a fine intervention. It's not, I shouldn't say, it's a fine instructional approach. It's really a supplemental tier 1 intervention approach for classrooms that want to do a better job of teaching phonemic awareness and other aspects of phonological awareness. But it's not really a tier 2 intervention. If I want to use a tier 2 intervention, I'm going to use Phonological Awareness. This one's written by, I don't know how to say that, ZGONC, and it's Professional Development Resources. It's a great little tool. It has all the aspects of phonological awareness, but written as an intervention, which makes it a lot easier to use. So that's a good one. If you're working with younger kids in K through 2 or even 3rd and you want to work on decoding, I can't recommend Sound Partners enough. Sound Partners, this is first authors by Sopris, Cambium Sopris, and Vadasy is how you say is the name of the author. Again, I got this on Amazon for like 25 bucks or something. And it's on the several websites as a well-researched intervention for teaching decoding with little kids. Now I have this kindergarten version, there's a first, second grade versions as well. For older kids, I really recommend Rewards. Rewards by Anita Archer, published by Sopris again. This is a decoding intervention explicitly for kids in 4th grade and above. This is a wonderful tool. You'll notice I have an older version of it. The new version no longer meets my criteria of cheap and easy because now it's expensive. The older versions you can get on Amazon for a fraction of the price. And I would argue they're still, I mean, the new ones are probably better, but this is probably just as good. So if you're working with 4th, 5th, 8th, 10th graders who still struggle with decoding, this is a really great resource and you can get on Amazon for cheap. Fluency. Boy, Fluency is just repeated reading. Just go to readworks.org and there's some great passages there. You can sort by title, by topic, by grade level, by lexile, by type, by whatever, and just use those for repeated reading. But if you want some more resources, Tim Brzezinski is kind of the big name on that, a book by Brzezinski and Opitz on Heinemann, good by Ron Robin, ideas to do reading fluency in your classroom. And here's another one by Brzezinski, a great one. This one's published by Scholastic Professional Books, The Fluent Reader. It's another great resource, full of great ideas you can do to supplement reading fluency in the classroom. If you're struggling with comprehension, I really recommend reciprocal teaching. Reciprocal teaching's been around, so I think the first study I saw on it was 1984. So it's been well researched. This person whose last name I don't know how to say, Oczkus, published by International Reading Association. So this person had the good sense to write it down in the book, and she made it very easy to follow. So it's a great tool to use if you want a tier 2 intervention for comprehension or just teaching comprehension with older kids as well. Now, a couple of things I'll talk about real briefly. I love this book. I forgot to mention this. I Road to the Code, Blackman et al. Great book, great resource, very easy, 20 bucks to buy on Amazon, maybe 25. I can't find my copy of it, which means one of my students must have it and not working with kids using it. But that's a great resource. Also, How to Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. Can't recommend that one strongly enough, especially to give to parents is something they can use. How to Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. A couple other things I use all the time. Again, my students will laugh at me for this, but I love this book. It's the Reading Teacher Book of Lists, and it's by Creston Fry. Comes out every few years. I think this is the 6th edition, and it's by Josie Bass. And there's any list you can think of is in here. So sight words, or we always talk about the 100 easy words, those are there. The first 100 words, second 100 words. If you want spelling demons, list of spelling demons, elementary, intermediate. If you want list of spelling rules. If you want story starters. If you want checklists for narrative writing. I mean, anything you can think of is in this book. And again, I got it on Amazon for pretty cheap. One more thing I want to mention real briefly. Press. This was a group that I was part of in 2014, in 2010 actually, up in Minnesota when I was the co-director of the Minnesota Center for Reading Research. Myself, Lori Hellman, Jen McComas, and the Minnesota Reading Corps primarily, got together and came up with this really cool program and curriculum. It's not really a curriculum; it's an intervention program. Let me share my screen with you so you can see it. It used to all be free, but now you have to pay probably about $100 a year to use it. But it's a tool that your whole school can use. And by the way, I get no royalties from it, so I'm gonna make that really clear. But you can go here and go to tools. Let's say you want phonemic awareness. Click on that. And here's a bunch of materials. These are all interventions. And you click on videos. Here's videos showing you how to do them. Here's some assessments like the phonemic awareness inventory, all these other types of things you can assess. And then, for example, let's go now to decoding, phonics. Same thing. Here's a bunch of interventions, videos how to do them, and assessments including the decoding inventory. So it's a really great resource. Again, it costs about $100 a year, I bet, but I think it's really worth it. So if you're wanting to work with kids in the classroom or as intervention, you don't have a ton of time or a ton of money. I'm sorry, you don't have a ton of money. You don't need to spend a ton of money. Everything I've just shown you, Press is probably the most expensive one at about $100 a year. You can get on Amazon or something like that pretty cheaply and build a pretty good instructional program and even some good tier 2 supports.